So, Stipe versus DC Part 3 concluded yesterday, and what we learned is that those were the two top competitors, and DC could still fight if he wanted to. I think he could still go on and beat most heavyweights. He looked good early, but you know, Stipe caught him with the right hand in the second round that really changed everything. I mean, the first couple rounds, the first round and the majority of the second round were fairly even. I would have gave the first round to DC, and I thought he was looking on pace to take the second round, but then he got cracked with that series of rights. The first one was really solid, and he was running from it, and Stipe was smart to throw that right repeatedly, just the same hook over and over until he caught him again and dropped him. And obviously, we know what happened. He survived the round. The ref gave him the benefit of the doubt. He survived the round. What I thought was interesting after he got dropped was he was asking his corner to put water on his head, and they just kept putting ice, and they didn't pour the water. I mean, unless they did it when the camera was off. And also, he asked if he got dropped. He asked twice, and they told him no, which I don't know if that was strategically better or not. But third round, as the commentators, as they were, one of them was mentioning, I think it was Cruz, was mentioning that DC famously always takes off the third round. And if you're going to give a round away to strategically recover your stamina and take minimum damage, then it would be the third. But then he took a combination that looked like, I thought it was on purpose, where Stipe threw like a left jab with like a straight finger and then came, and luckily DC missed that right, because that might have been the end of the fight. Which brings me to another point. These two dudes were taking massive shots from each other. I mean, they weren't getting hit like super clean all the time, but just every shot from those guys was heavy. And the fact that they were able to go the full 5 rounds and finish on their feet, not being knocked out. They both stunned each other a couple of times. Noticeably, obviously when DC got dropped, and DC also stunned Stipe and had him off balance with the counter right. But there was just masterful striking, as you all saw. I mean, they were doing the boxing, they're doing the kicks. Good. I mean, it was an all-around fight. That was like the epitome of what a championship MMA fight should be. It was those two heavyweight champions. DC would have won this fight. Would he have been, regarded as the greatest? I mean, it was a close fight. Clearly, Stipe won, but man, I'm just trying to ask, do you guys think that Stipe poked him in the eye on purpose? Because it looked like it was intentional. And I think maybe there was like, as a gentleman and as a sportsman and as a classy dude as he is, he felt like he was getting poked in the eye on purpose. DC did poke him in the eye in the beginning, so I think it was retaliatory. But either way, great fight. Great fight. And Miocic said he's going to celebrate his birthday. He's going to go enjoy being with his family, rest up for the summer. But I think the next fight he needs to fight is Francis Ngannou. And they need to have that rematch. And, Ngannou earned his way back. So I'm no expert, but if I would have made my picks, I had DC as my pick. And I would have been wrong. But what we witnessed in that fight was just greatness. It was a great fight. You don't want to see the trilogy end. You wish that those are the kind of fighters that when they fight, they're going to bring it. But they figured each other out, and they were able to withstand their best attacks. And it was just a matter of who had, DC, he's tough. He's tough. Cormier was getting punished more than he was. He was punishing Miocic as well, but I feel like he was withstanding more. The right hand that cracked him in the second round, that already had his eye bothered. And then the jab poke to his eye later on, that's what really finished it off. He was able to avoid a knockout, so strategically, it was still effective. I don't know. I want to know if you think it was on purpose. I do. But anyways, so it was a great match. DC can ride off into the sunset. He deserves it. And Miocic can defend his title, fight Ngannou, and see how that goes. But yeah, I'm no expert. I just call it how I see it. And I want to hear what you guys think about the performance and how close was the fight. How difficult were some of those rounds to score? And, you know, did the eye poke factor in, or was it on purpose? If you watch the video, let me know in the comments and tell me what you think.